Sixers Nation, we can officially keep our sanity for another day as the NBA draft lottery has come and gone. And even though we didn't get the dream scenario, I'd say we still ended the night with a pretty good outcome.
Picking third will be the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes, the 76ers have officially retained their 2025 first round pick, and it lands number 3 overall. But before I even get to my opinion about the pick, I gotta say, it is utter BS to me that the Dallas Mavericks climbed all the way up to get the number 1 overall pick after the season that they basically put themselves through, trading away Luca, getting rid of one franchise player, and now being rewarded with another one in Cooper Flag. I mean, don't get me wrong, I felt bad for the Mavericks fans for what they had to go through. I did. But this was all Nico Harrison's doing. He put them in this situation. And now being rewarded with Cooper Flag, when you had a 1.8% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, insane to me. Insane. And you know there's going to be a lot of fans saying that this was rigged all the way around. But regardless, the table is now set. Cooper Flag will be a Dallas Maverick, barring any insane trade, which honestly I would not toss out of the realm of possibility. But with that being said, it now leaves Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey as the next best draft prospects. And with the way the draft lottery shook out, honestly, it leaves a interesting situation for picks 2 and 3. For the past 3 months or so, the consensus of this upcoming draft was Cooper Flag number 1, Dylan Harper number 2. But that was mainly due to the fact that a lot of fans believed that the top 3 picks would consist of some combination between Washington, Utah, or Charlotte. Now, with that not being the case, and the Spurs jumping all the way up to number 2, it leaves an interesting situation on what they decide to do. Because given their roster as currently constructed, they don't necessarily need to draft Dylan Harper. Don't get me wrong, Dylan Harper is a great prospect. He has immense talent. That's no secret. But the Spurs already have a fairly established backcourt with De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle. Drafting Dylan Harper is going to create a bit of a logjam that's going to be a bit difficult to navigate. So that leaves only one other possible prospect that they could draft to fit alongside Wembanyama and the rest of that roster, and that leaves Ace Bailey. Now, full disclaimer, I could be completely wrong on my analysis here, and come June 25th, the Spurs could still take Dylan Harper with number 2 overall pick, but it's just hard for me to imagine them deciding, yes, we will take this guard when we already have a solid backcourt currently. That would just create a bit of a logjam, and honestly, despite their great development, I don't think that would be the best situation for Dylan Harper in general, which leaves Ace Bailey, because they don't necessarily have a lot of wings that can create like Bailey can. Pretty much the Spurs could go the same route that the Sixers are trying to go, which is basically getting more wings. Now, I've seen a lot of discourse between Sixers Twitter about this pick over the past few hours. One side wants to trade the pick, another side wants to take Bailey, and another side is hoping Dylan Harper falls to number 3. Honestly, if we took Bailey number 3 overall, I'd be fine with it. I would be. I know he's not flagged. That's clear. And compared to Harper, you could argue that, Harper is the more reassuring prospect, I guess. But given what he is right now and what his potential could be, I do believe that, Ace Bailey could be a guy who could fill a lot of needs on this team right now. As presently constructed, the Sixers already have a bunch of young, solid backcourt pieces in Maxey, McCain, Quentin Grimes, if he's re-signed, Lonnie Walker the fourth, who was given the 2-year contract, and Kelly Oubre Jr., who can play the 2 or the 3 for what it's worth, and will probably be brought back. Let's face it. Even Justin Edwards can play the 2 or the 3. I just look at that and I see a logjam if we bring Dylan Harper into that situation. Now, I know you draft best talent available, but still, I just don't think that's the best thing for him as a prospect in his career. You possibly could make it work, bringing McCain off the bench, putting Maxey at the 2, making, Harper the point, but that would just be, a little, I don't know. I don't know about it. But whereas Ace Bailey, you can bring him in and he can clearly help the issues we've been having at the wing position. We've sorely been lacking wing depth. That's something that was abundant coming into the season, that was even more clear ending the season. Even something Daryl Morey touched on is at the season presser. We need more wings. And Ace Bailey could help that issue. He's 6'7" without shoes, 6'10" with shoes. Honestly, could probably grow in height a few more inches. He's only 18 or 19, probably still has a few more inches to grow. He is a decent rebounder, projected to be a very high 3-level scorer. I understand he gets KD comparisons that may be a little wild, but if he can be that Michael Porter Jr. type role, I'd be fine with it. Honestly, I'd be cool with it. Given what he did at Rutgers, I do not hold. I don't hold it against him or Harper for Rutgers missing the NCAA tournament. Unless you're a Rutgers student or a fan, it's hard to name anybody else that was on that roster. Truthfully, if it wasn't Harper or Bailey, it was hard to see where the offensive load was coming from. They were pretty much carrying that team the whole time. So I can't really hold that against them. But putting Bailey on this roster for the Sixers is probably the best situation for him. He will be probably the sixth, seventh guy on the scouting report, so he won't get a lot of defensive pressure. He won't get a lot of pressure, period, because he won't be seen as some type of savior. He won't have to be seen as that because there's already a pecking order ahead of him. So he can take more of a backseat role, focus on his defense, focus on rebounding, focus on being a better passer. And when it's time for you to get the ball and make something happen, go work, get in your bag. Take the rock, do what you do. I have a lot of trust in Bailey to be able to execute his role well if we make it clear to him from day one. And through that, he will have a steady pace to grow in his own right and elevate his game as time goes on. I don't think it's going to be a whole issue of like, oh, we need to give him all this time to grow. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. And I know a lot of people are knocking him because he is skinny because of his size. Let's be honest. Those same people probably were knocking Jared McCain last season when we took him 16 overall because of his size. And look how he turned out when he was able to play. Even me, I was hesitant about drafting McCain, but I will be honest, he made me eat my words a bit because, and I still honestly had some faith in McCain. I wasn't really upset when we drafted him, so I think Billy will be fine. Again, I do believe that Bailey fit with the Sixers could be a good one. I think it's a good match. Either way, we'll see what happens. If we do keep the pick, I do trust Daryl Morey with this. Um, you know, Although I give him flack for his blunders, I can say throughout his entire tenure with the Sixers, he's been good at drafting. He's been very solid at drafting, whether it's through picks or undrafted free agency. He's been really good at finding solid talent to supplement this roster, to help Embiid, to help Maxey, and I'm sure he's going to keep doing it to add with them as well as PG and McCain. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, I think the one thing you can't do is trade this pick. Number 3 overall, after everything we went through, you can't trade this pick, especially if it's for some type of disgruntled superstar. I'm sorry. If you try to trade this for Giannis, I feel like that would be a big mistake. And that would just be star hunting all over again. And I don't think that's going to work for Morey. It's just not. And even if we did try to give it to Milwaukee, number 3 overall, I don't think they would take anything involving PG or Embiid. I just don't think they would take it. So even if we do give them number 3 overall pick. So, but for right now, Sixers fans, we can rest easy knowing that our pick is back with us, is not going to OKC, and is number 3 overall. We can rest easy for tonight. I'll probably make some content moving forward about the pick, who we could possibly take with it, and scenarios that around it that we could do. But for right now, we can chill for a bit. We didn't get flagged, but we still had a pretty good outcome overall. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Gonna be some more videos coming soon, and yeah, let's go Sixers. Number 3 overall. Let's see what happens this summer.